Oh boy. Oh boy. I hope this battery lasts. Can't actually see how much is in this battery here. Anyway, don't think I've charged this, but we'll just see how long it lasts. This is the part where I say hello, and I never know when I say hello there. Come and join me for another walk, and whether I must say good afternoon, good day, hello there, all that stuff. I never know. It's the hardest part is hello. Let's just try hello. Yes, same walk. I've decided, why not my particular route instead of streets. Other people go and they like their certain street blocks that they walk. They get used to their routine of, is this recording still? Yeah, no, it's recording. They get used to their routine of this block and going down that street, seeing the houses there, maybe even saying hello to somebody there, becomes that street. This is my street. When I was on my way to here now, I've just decided I should do this every day. Unless there's a day where there's something different. There would have been something different today. There would have been a nice farm walk along a farming community. Which side? Should we go left side? Yeah. There on the road towards Uniondale, far from Uniondale, but taking the turn off to Uniondale. And it would have been an interesting walk. I feel sorry for the people who wanted to raise funds there. Would have been a very, very reasonable entrance fee of about 30 Rand and some nice stuff to eat as well, which I'm sure would have been very, very nice. But I would not be surprised if nobody ended up actually going because of the weather prediction. Right up until the last moment of last night, they're predicting about 10 millimeters of rain. In other words, enough rain to make it miserable. Not pouring, but enough rain to make it miserable. And then this morning comes, and it's only about 5 millimeters predicted, but it's too late. Just about everybody, if not completely everybody, had pulled out already. Yes, it is time for a photo. I've got good news. I managed to fix my little point and shoot camera, which is so nifty. It fits right into my pocket. I quite like it actually. I've gotten onto it. The DSLR takes nice photos, but it is a bit of a bulky story to carry every time. And after tumbling five times, 5 360s at the gorge, and sort of breaking my little point and shoot camera, I've managed to fix it. There is another main reason. Sorry for the shaking again. Time to fiddle with two cameras at the same time again. Geez, if it wasn't for the stabilizing of this GoPro, who knows how shaky it would have been now. Wait, let me just take a photo. Where was I? Just taking a photo or two here. So yeah, I should do this almost every day if I'm lucky enough to live in a place where I can get here. This is video blogging. This is blogging. I call this video blogging, where I feel a lot better. And here's a very good reason why I would like to feel better today. And that is because of, for the umpteenth time, let's just go over this tree here. This wattle tree that's collapsed here. For the umpteenth time, I am a little bit fed up with one of my neighbors. Let us call that neighbor Mr. S. Phonetically, that stands for Sierra. Let's call him Mr. S. Now, Mr. S has got no respect. Let's try and go around here. No, man, we're going in the water. This is our first water walk here. Mr. S has got to be the most irritating neighbor, disrespectful neighbor you can possibly have. Lives in this square surrounding. It's called an earth. And everything revolves around what goes on there and bugger the rest around him. Instead of getting out, taking people somewhere and going to do something somewhere else. Smoke forever coming into my premises there, into my flat. Noise. It's like in this, I will do what I want to. I will do whatever I want to at this place. Real, I don't care attitude on him. That seems to be his attitude. And I am fed up with Mr. S. Now, things could be very different. Or could have been very different. Look at this. Here is some food for thought for Mr. S. Possibly Mr. S thinks there is something wrong with this guy. There, I tell you, this guy is not lucky in the head, eh? This guy is not lucky in the head. Then Mr. S should think to himself, but why is it only him? Why would there not be any issues of any kind with any other neighbors except for Mr. S? So he cannot get out of that place and just go and do something. Smoke has to, everything has to happen in this. I regard it as like, he pictures this dome where everything has to happen. Smoke and noise and disrespect for anything around him, as if, in other words, as if there is absolutely nobody else around him. This imagination that there are no other people living just meters away. Meters. We're not talking about the outskirts of town where you've got massive earths. So anyway, this is why we're video blogging, over and above getting a little bit of exercise. What makes this good is that it's good for the knees when you constantly have to adapt. Maybe it's good for the brain to tell the knees where to step, how to step, and hold on to a thing maybe on the odd occasion, not often. Get to our famous pipe section. I was actually hoping there'd be some rain, because this could have been a bit more spectacular. I would have liked to phone Tasneem and ask her if she and Fuad, or even just her or whatever, maybe the whole family, would feel like some sort of expedition walk and come and join me. Not necessarily in the stream if it's been raining hard, but I would have been happy to go and show them 3 waterfalls, at least 3. But no can do, because they're not going to be any spectacular. Possibly with this 2.5 millimeters of rain, there might not even be any water on waterfall number 2 and 3. Photo time. Very practical suggestion one of my many other good neighbors made when he said, why don't you just put your camera in a sock? I was asking him whether there's some sort of bag for a camera. He says, why don't you just put it in a sock? I said to him, you know what? That's a very practical suggestion. I'm talking about my little point and shoot camera. not the GoPro. And ever since then, that's exactly what I've been doing. From finished taking a photo. That could be what partially saved it, is that it was at least in a sock. Certainly certainly prevented any further scratches when I fell and stumbled down that gorge. Ever since then, I just keep putting it back in the sock. Look at this. Would like to try and get a photo of all the moss on this particular tree and see if I can fit the pipe in it as well. So yet again, this is going to be a short clip unless I plant this camera here somewhere. I hope it holds. Please don't fall down there. I haven't commentated, but hopefully maybe you can see I have been busy doing something there. I've been busy doing something there. I have been busy doing something there. Into the wet ferns. Look at all those branches. See this. Plenty of place to play hide and seek here. Plenty of place to play hide and seek, yeah. Now this is 10 times better than being in the house, getting worked up with this smoke again and again and again from Mr. S. I mean, all I want is a healthy life. I would like to breathe. Believe it or not, I actually smoke, as some might know. However, I do like to have fresh air in my flat. And this smoke comes roaring over the walls straight into my room with no consideration. Problem is the regularity, the how often it happens. From Mr. S. Oh, please don't slip here. Holding on to your. Please don't slip on these slippery rocks here. Time for the adventurous. Time for some photos. With a point and shoot for a change again. Let's see if we can plant this again. please don't fall in the water, because then I'm going to lose you here. Less editing, less putting together, and more opportunity for you to hear the water and see the water, perhaps, depending on whether the camera was put on the right place there. See, this is spot that's good for the knees, is climbing from that rock to this rock, down here, there. That you don't do in streets. Yeah, Mr. S. Down, down, stream. Look here. Can you hear the birds? Someone says to me one day, not that long ago actually, she thinks I might have bipolar. Actually, I didn't laugh about it, and I didn't take it up seriously either. Or personally, I mean, I didn't take it up personally, and I didn't laugh, because maybe that person's right. That person could be right. I don't know. What do you think? Let's go over here. All these little rocks here would be full of water. You wouldn't see them. Oh, there's another frog that's just gone back in there. They disappear. They go into there like so quickly. I mean, it's like us jumping down, the equivalent of us jumping down, bungee jumping down. What is that bridge's name? I'll think of it now. The highest bridge bungee jump on the way to PE. I had it on the tip of my tongue now. Through the water, onto the rocks. Around the water. Just listen to this water. I could have sworn I heard a baboon last night from home. Boy, wouldn't that be a bonus if we saw them. We've had them here before. Anybody who may or may not have been following regularly would know we had them right here at a stage. This secluded little area. They sure travel, don't they? And if you don't hear them for ages, that tells you they're far away, far away. They do big travel. But they come back to the old places and then go back to the other old places again. Listen to the birds. Look at those trees, eh? It's like they lighter green, thanks to the light. Light makes them look like they're lighter green. This is an area I would love to build a little cabin for myself, a miniature little cabin. I'm looking at my watch here. I left home at 3:45. Is that stunning? I don't know how this is going to come out with the light effects. I have no idea. It's easy for me to say, look at that, but I don't know how it's going to come out. I don't know if it should maybe do with some editing or not. Make it a bit brighter maybe. Into the water we go. Watch out for all the snakes in the water. Just kidding. Yeah, it's a pity about today's walk. Could have done it, perhaps. Could have done it, maybe. Who knows? If it ended up being so much less rain on this side than has been forecasted, it would have been even a lot more less on the other side of the mountain, perhaps. You could find 10 became 5 millimeters forecast on this side, so you could find that 6 or 7 or 8 original millimeters maybe forecast for that side probably became 1 millimeter on the other side of the mountain. So for all you know, but even I pulled out because they were consistent with their forecast right until the end. Oh jeez, I almost slipped there. Eventually that becomes a big pool like that. A photo taking pool again and again and again until I get tired of it. Two hands, two cameras. Can I manage? Is the Canon camera going to open? Yes, it is. Please don't fall out of my one hand. Why do I get the feeling this is going to be pretty gloomy on the photo? I don't know why. Well, I don't mean gloomy, I mean blurry is a better word. I think it's going to be pretty blurry. Back into the sock. somebody has placed these rocks here again, and I am going to take them away. What is the purpose of it? Somebody living here that I don't know about? It's unnatural. This, anybody might recall, this is the part where I should go and do some inspection, which I never get down to. However, at least I know that I wouldn't be surprised to one day see somebody walking past here that looks like somebody who lives in the mountain. Maybe, maybe not. And I look at people like that from a different point of view these days, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting to feel like one. I'm starting to feel like one who needs that jump to go and live in the bush, make my cabin, primitive cabin of dead wood, where I'm doing everybody a favor by cleaning up the forest with dead wood that's around and building my little cabin. There's a guy from Canada that does it. I follow him regularly on YouTube, and he's busy building his own little cabin, but he goes and travels around Canada, likes fishing, often goes with his canoe. Joe Robinet, go and YouTube Joe Robinet, Canadian guy, very nice guy, very down to earth, doesn't change his style ever. He's got over 1 million subscribers. And why? Because he's just Joe is Joe. Does what he likes to do and does it the same way. Hasn't changed his format, nothing fancy. He is perfectly capable of living by himself for ages and ages in the mountain if he was stranded. I will record maybe further up there. Back into the forest part. It looks like forest, but actually it's just overgrown with this stuff. Makes it look foresty. I like the contrasting color of that stuff. Don't know what it is. Is it also obviously some sort of weed? Can't believe I'm saying this, but it looks pretty. So, back to our little mushrooms, which we took a photo of, I think, less than 2 days ago. I hope you enjoyed this movie, this film. Better than nothing. And keep watching. I may put this on YouTube. Because I know Mr. S follows me on YouTube on the odd occasion, for whatever his personal reasons might be. Not the same intentions, I think, as anybody else watching them. I think Mr. S might be looking for the weakest link. Mr. S for Sierra. So Mr. S, if you're watching this, you know who you are. Get a life. Get a life and get out of there. Go and do something, man. And stop bugging people. Maybe not deliberately, but just get out of there. And without you even knowing it, you may be avoiding some annoyance to other neighbours. You don't own the suburb, Mr. S. Anyway, coming weekend, weather providing, we're going for another walk. I think it's sort of like some theoretical year-end function thing for the group, the main hiking group. And why not? Then, believe it or not, the weekend after that, we're going to George Peak. Someone's having a party. Look at how misty, if you can see it, how misty town looks there. It looks like it's drizzling down the center parts of town. I don't think you're going to see it on this camera. But yeah, then we're going to go and do George Peak in 2 weekends' time. A group of 10 of us. And the idea is to raise some funds again for diabetes, because there are some people that are in need of insulin, and we're looking forward to that. I'll make it. I know about one person that definitely will not manage to make it all the way up, but I think the majority will. There's a specific group of 10, and it's a stunning view from up there at the mountain at the top of George Peak. Can be done. I've done it numerous times before. It is high, it is hard work, but can be done. So I'm looking forward to that. And needless to say, considering it's for raising some funds, why not also just record a little bit of it as we go along? Try and figure out who doesn't mind being recorded on video and who does. The majority don't seem to have a problem with it. So anyway, keep in touch and watch any other movies. If I put this, in case I put this on YouTube, click on subscribe and you'll see even more of this mountain terrain and South Cape. Cheers, guys. Check the cat there. 2 cats.